Welcome to the Vermander Curse. This is a game that is by the same developer as the Shadowcatcher and The Man from the Window. So this is their newest installment. I'm excited because these games tend to have really unique mechanics. Let's get into it and see what the Vermander Curse is all about. Yes! Yeah! Start a new game! Hello there. Hey, that's a human. You wanted to see me, Mr. Vermander, sir? Look at his little cowboy hat. Oh my goodness, it's William Shakespeare. Hannah, why aren't these month's profits as high as last month's? I've been looking over that piece of paper you gave me earlier, and I don't like the numbers at all. I can't make heads or tails out of that dang thing. They raised the threshold on how much you need to donate in order to get your tax deduction, remember, sir? They did what? When was this? Sir, I've been reminding you about this for the last 8 months. But it's actually fine, though. You still ended up saving way more money than if you didn't get the deduction, so... With the good Lord as my witness, I am being swindled. I will not stand for this. No one gets over on J.P. Vermander. No, sir. Not now, not ever. But, sir? Now then, where have I been donating all my hard-earned money to again? The hospital, sir. Hospital? Which one? There's only one in town, sir. The only hospital in this godforsaken backwater town, and they still have the nerve to swindle me out of my money. Well, I know exactly how to handle a situation like this. Prepare the ritual, Hannah, and go fetch me my robes. The ritual? But, Mr. Vermander, sir, please, this is entirely uncalled for. The people in that hospital, they've done nothing to you, sir. Besides, the difference in profits between this month and last month, it's only about 1% less, sir. That's nice and all, Hannah, but I don't remember asking you. Now go. We don't have much time to waste. Notify me immediately when everything is ready. Turns back to the fire. Okay, sir. What a creepy little man. He's got baby doll eyes. You know, those eyes that close on their own. Okay, we're in the hospital now. Hey, who's this guy? Nurse Morton. Hello? Hello? Anyone home? I hear ya. Give a gal a minute. Oh, I like her. Is that an anteater, you think? Yeah? Ah, hello there, Dr. Ida, I presume. That's me. Who's asking? Fantastic. I'm Morton, the nurse whose transfer request you received. Transfer request? What in the world are you talking about? You aren't aware? Surely you've read the email concerning me. We don't get no regular internet out here, Sonny boy. The only thing we get out here is that old satellite connection. We ain't got that either. But if you're here to help, I ain't about to complain. You got a lot to learn, so you better pay attention, because I'm only saying this once. I'm all ears, doctor. When patients come in, I write their information down here on this clipboard. Wouldn't it be better to use the computer instead? No. And I ain't explained myself about that either. The waiting room's over here, ain't much to say about it. All the magazines are older than I am, and ain't none of them worth reading no more. Oh my. And we go into the hospital. So these guys are animals, but Dr. Vermander and his assistant weren't. We got 8 rooms. 3 are occupied and the rest ain't. Mr. Lang Boyd is over here in room 2A. He had a pretty bad back injury, but we fixed him right up. Miss Tammy Giles is in room 4A. She needs one of them teeth pulled, and we got many options for anesthetic. So I gave her some of that old-fashioned medicine I kept under the sink. She'll be a little dizzy for a while, but everything went smooth as silk. Impressive. There's a woman over here in 5A, too. Poor thing cut her hand open real bad and then tried to hide it. The boss found out and sent her here. I had managed to figure out her name, so I wrote her down as Jane Doe and patched her up. Ah, mystery. I wonder who she is. We ain't known to ask too many questions around here, Mr. Morton. We're here to help. Got it? Understood, doctor? We got 2 bathrooms, an operating room, and something like a kitchen. Oh, excellent. The lights in here don't work half the time. We keep our medicine supply in the OR, but most of the bottles are empty because of the budget. Ain't paying to refill them. And there ain't nothing ever in the fridge, so don't even bother checking. Oh, does anything in this hospital function as intended? Not really. And that's about it. Let's head on back to the front desk so we can get you signed in straight for your first shift. And here we are. Oh, they both got, like, nails for days. How fabulous. That old sign-in sheet is somewhere over there. I suggest you go ahead and start searching it yourself, because I ain't back home looking for you. Understood, doctor? I'll find it. In the meantime, I better go make my rounds and check up on patients. Come and get me if you need something. Okay. So we are checking on patients. The first one is in 2A, right? Oh, hi. You look scary. You look nicer. Everything all right in here? I'm fine, Doc. Matter of fact, I feel like I could walk out of here right now. Ow. See, he can't even laugh without it hurting him. This is exactly why I said, Lang, baby, please stay off the roof. It's dangerous. We can't pay someone else to clean the gutters. But did he listen? No. He waited until I left for work and then tried to get up there himself. One little gust of wind, and the next thing you know, bam, straight into the hedges. You know, I could have done it if the wind hadn't picked up. Like the Three Little Pigs story, except they're the ones getting blown away. That's not the point. You shouldn't have been up there in the first place. Doctor, can you please give this man something to fix his terminal lack of common sense, please? Sorry, honey, but we ain't got nothing to fix that. Now you two try and take it easy, alright? I'll be back later on. Okay, number 1, and done. We got a bathroom. Oh, hi! They got a mirror animation, that's so cool. Hello. How you feeling, dear? Hey, Dr. Ida. What are you doing here? Still ain't sobered up yet, huh? No. That's fine, dear. At least that tooth ain't gonna bother you no more. Just give it some time and try and get some rest, okay? Okay. Okay, next one was in 5A, right? Or 4A? How you doing, dear? Okay. Hand is fine, no? You ain't got nothing to worry about. It'll regrow back, good as new. Good. Thanks. You are most welcome, dear. Try to get some rest and I'll catch you back in later. Yes, yes. Alright, that's everyone. I better head back to Mr. Morton. Dr. Ida! The phone started ringing while you were gone, so I answered it. And? The caller won't stop going on and on about rituals and demons, among other things that I don't understand. I think it might be best if you talk to her. There's always something. Honey, slow down. Ain't none of this is making sense. Please, you have to get out of there right now. My boss just summoned an actual, genuine demon, and now you're all in danger. And who do you work for again? J.P. Vermander, madam. Who is that, doctor? He's some rich city boy who moved out here when he inherited his family's estate. A lot of folks around here have to pay him rent just because his family owns the land. Yes, that's him, exactly. I don't know all the details, but there's a blood pact, and a demon, and a curse, and all kinds of other stuff. You need to leave now. Once the clock strikes 10, you won't be able to leave. Honey, that's less than 2 minutes. Ain't no way we're getting everybody out of here that fast. My goodness, I didn't expect the stakes to be this high on my first night. But I'm committed at this point. Is there anything I can do to help our situation? I did go snooping into a few old journals kept by the Vermanders. Based on what I've read, if you can make it to sunrise, the demon will leave. But there's a bunch of rules you need to follow in order to keep yourself safe. For example, every hour at sunrise, the demon will enter the place it was summoned to. It will travel down to the nearest hallway in search of blood, specifically your blood. Its own rules prevent it from opening doors to search for you, so keep those closed. What room are you both in right now? The reception area. You'll need to keep that in mind, alright? When the demon arrives, make sure you're all in the same room as when the ritual started. If someone isn't, the demon will know, and once it knows where someone is, closing the doors won't stop it. If you're ready, I can tell you what to expect once 10 o'clock hits. I ain't about to let no demon run rawshod over my house of healing. Just tell us what we need to do, honey. Okay, here's what's gonna happen first. The demon places a lot of emphasis on windows for some reason, right? It'll try to use those powers to open up windows around itself. You're gonna need, and I cannot stress this enough, you're gonna need to close any and all windows before the hour is up.
Leave one open, and the demon, it gets stronger. And you don't want that, all right? If you finish with everything you need to do before the hour is up, try staring at a clock. I'm sure it will help pass the time faster. I'll stay on the line just in case you need me to repeat something. Good luck. Please, be careful.
All right, let's go close some doors and windows. My peeps. So do we have to check every room? So that's good. You guys are good. Do I need to get you anything? I know.
The kids, Lang, do you ever think about them? Their little heads probably worried sick by now.
I know. I owe them an apology for making them worry. And I owe you one, too.
You two all right in here?
Yeah, we're fine.
Well, holler if you need something now.
Okay, bye. Bye. Okay, windows closed. We're good to go. You need anything?
Tammy sits happily humming to herself.
Okay. That one's good. It's 13. Do you need anything?
Tired. On work? Sleep for a minute, then hand caught. You fell asleep at work and that's how the hand got like that?
Yes.
Oh, you poor thing. Well, at least try and get some rest while you're here, all right?
Okay. Stay safe. Don't die.
Window!
It's closed. And it's 10:17. Still got some time. I don't think there were any windows in the... There's blood under the beds. Or is that just the shadowing? Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's windows anywhere here. Can we leave? Can't leave. Well, let's go. I think we're safe, right? Nobody needed anything? Stare at the clock. The time was 11 p.m. All the windows had been closed, and then it arrived. So that's night 1 done, I believe. Oh, we get the monster animation going down the hall. He's got some girthy footsteps. Wow.
But nobody was there. So he ran away until the next hour.
What's next?
Here's what's going to happen next. There's something about the demon's power that resonates with TV signals, right? It will turn on any TV it can manage to gain access to. They never show us anything besides static once it takes control, but that's still bad. If it happens, just turn the TV off. That'll kick it out for a while. But don't leave any TVs on that it's controlling, okay? It won't end well.
Doctor, you look tired.
That's 'cause I am.
Then let me handle things this hour. You should rest. All right, we are now playing the nurse. So we gotta go do TV's windows, right? Okay, that one's good. You guys are good. Do you need anything, though? I think my back's beginning to start hurting again. Guess that medicine I had earlier wore off or something. Do I need to get you medicine? All right, let's go do that first. The pain meds are kept here. Pick up the meds. Okay. I have 1 med. Close the dang door, please. 8A, that's off, no TV. 7A, that's off, no TV. 6A, TV! Got it? For the love of your life, please move faster. Okay, are you good? No, I didn't mean to give her the pain meds. Did I give her the pain meds? Okay. Excellent. That's what we want to hear. Okay, you're good. Okay, and then that's all off. Close that door. Window is closed. TV is off. Window's closed. TV's off. All right, I'll get you your pain meds and then go into my own room. Sir, I brought you the scheduled pain medication. Just in time, my back was starting to act up again. Phew.
The job, Lang. Now you're probably gonna have to miss work. Who knows how they'll react? Heck, and now I'm missing work.
I know. We'll be fine. Watch, come morning and I'm gonna walk out of here good as new.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you guys are safe. Closing the door. No demons are getting you tonight.
All right, I think we're ready, right? Let's fast forward. The time was now 12 a.m. All the windows had been closed. All the televisions had been turned off. No! Slightly inebriated due to the old-fashioned medicine she had been given for her tooth pain, Tammy had wandered all out of her room. She was currently standing in the kitchen, curious as to where all the shredded cheese was kept. And then it arrived. No! Does that mean Tammy's gonna die? Yeah. He's stopping at the kitchen. Not Tammy! Is that Endgame? Under normal circumstances, Tammy Giles was known as an awkward and shy person. She hadn't wanted to visit the hospital. No, quite the opposite. It was only when her tooth pain became unbearable that she finally made up her mind to have it pulled. A decision that will ultimately be her last. Aww. Oh! What was that noise? So we can keep going. Please tell me you didn't forget something. You can't let this thing do any more damage than it already has. So please, try to focus. Listen to this. Here's what's going to happen this time. You'd be surprised how much the demon's powers resonate with electronics. It can gain access to the phone lines and try to gain power too. If you notice the phone continuously ringing, then that's exactly what it's trying to do, all right? Now, it's going to sound crazy, but you'll need to pick up the phone and listen. Pay attention because this part is important. If you hear anything, and I mean anything, on the other end, you gotta recite this mantra. Your presence is not welcome here. You must depart immediately. Don't worry, you'll remember it when the time comes. But if there's silence on the other end of the line, then keep quiet. Silence means it hasn't properly figured out the phone's location yet, and you don't want to give it any clues, all right? I ain't as tired anymore. You can let me handle things this time. Sounds good to me, Doctor. You'll take this hour and I'll take the next. Okay. So we gotta do phone lines, TVs, windows, and doors. How are you guys doing? Just promise me you won't go doing something this reckless, idiot, and alright? As of tonight, I'm officially staying far, far away from the roof, and ladders too. Unless we can save some extra money if... Lang? Yo, haha, I'm kidding. Don't look at me like that. Okay, so you guys are all good? Alright, 3A. Window. I feel like I gotta check all the rooms now. Tammy, I'm so sorry. How are you? Here. Best rest in long time. Cool. Turn off your TV, please. We have rules in this hospital and you must follow them. Oh, phone's ringing. You listen closely. You don't hear anything from the other side of the phone. Say nothing. You can sense the presence on the other end has departed. Okay. So that's good. This is a lot of management to do. Window is open. We are closing that. Let's go. You do not run very fast, Miss Lady. Okay, should we do the time? I don't think we messed up this time. The time was 1 a.m. All the windows had been closed, all the televisions turned off, all the phones had been answered correctly, and then it arrived. Here he comes. And we're good. How many hours? Is this like a 5 or 6 a.m. thing? Kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's? So we've got a couple hours left. Here's what's going to happen next. The demon will try to power from any lights it can gain access to, right? You'll know it's inside the room, trying to siphon power when the lights start flickering. When that happens, all you need to do is enter the room, close the door, and shut your eyes for a few seconds. You're really going to need to use the space inside your mind to work for this to work. Oh, that's cool. Like, because you have to hit the space bar to close your eyes. You'll know it worked when the lights stop flickering. Make sure you do it, all right? If you don't, then it will be your demise. Hey, these are flickering. Okay, so we have to close the door and space. 1, 2, 3. It worked. Bye. No demons get in my life today. Because I'm a pro. You listen closely. You can hear a faint whispering on the other end of the line. Recite the mantra.
You can sense the present on the other phone has departed. Okay. And otherwise, this room is good. Okay, do you guys need anything? Jasmine? What? Thanks for staying here with me. That's sweet. I'm sorry to put you all through this. I'm just glad you're okay. We can deal with everything else later on. Okay, and your TV's on. So there we go. 5A, how are you? Hurting is again? Anything due, please? Okay, I will get you your pain meds. Okay, get the pain meds, please. Pain meds are kept here. Pick up the meds. Madam, I brought you your scheduled pain medication. Yes, good. Bye. I think we're good, right? Checked everything? We're getting pro at this. Look at this speed. All right. Staring at the clock. The time was 2 a.m. All the windows had been closed, all the televisions turned off, none of the lights were flickering, and the phones had been answered correctly. And then it arrived. Yeah. Is he like a robot or something? These footsteps are so huge. And he's gone. He's running away. Until the next hour. There's one final thing the demon is going to try. Ritualistic candles. It has the power to manifest themselves inside an area of influence. It is vital and very, very important that if you see one, you extinguish it. If you let it keep burning, the demon will be able to draw power from it. It won't try anything after it gets to this point, so you don't have to worry about any more new rules. Oh, and I almost forgot something. This is the most important too. Whatever you do, make sure you don't... Oh no, make sure we don't what? What are we not supposed to do? This is scary now. Okay. That scared the heck out of me. Can't talk to them. Extinguish. Can't talk to them at all. Did you make them pass out? All of the windows are open? Are you kidding me? Okay, she's asleep. We're fine. It's fine. We're all fine, guys. And we have one last person to worry about because I accidentally killed off Tammy. 2:21 a.m. I'm so glad that the clocks still work. Oh, the phone's ringing. Okay, you listen closely. You can hear the whispering on the other end. Recite the mantra. Okay. So we're good? OR. The lights are flickering. 1, 2, 3. I think we're good, right? Oh god, the time is going fast. Alright, well, let's just do it then. The time was now 3 a.m. All the windows had been closed, televisions turned off, none of the lights were flickering, and the phones had been answered correctly. All of the candles also had been extinguished, and then it arrived. So what's different this night? Other than it being more difficult. What did it look like? I just got scared by it, but I didn't actually see it. And it's running away. Ooh. All right, one more night, or one more hour down. Are we good? That seemed too easy. Next hour. The time was 4 a.m. TVs had been turned off, lights were off, phones answered, candles extinguished. But a window, where was that open? And suddenly the demon began to grow stronger, and then it arrived. What happens if it grows stronger, though? Does that just mean it gets more difficult? That's probably what it means, right? Where it comes, like, quicker or something? The difficulty level? You make a mistake and then it punishes you? Why is it? Oh, it's a candle. I can't see it because my nose. Okay. I saw that, you little...
Pooper? Peeper pooper?
Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. The time was now 5 a.m. 1 more hour, right? If it's like those rules. The windows have been closed, TVs turned off, and none of the lights were left flickering. The phones have been answered, and all the candles extinguished. The sun began to rise upon our little town, and the demon could not stay in this world much longer. It had already fulfilled its side of the Vermander Pact, so it departed this world, came back from whence it came. Dr. Ida and Nurse Morton both survived. They were finally safe. Whew. Okay, so it goes to 5 a.m. However, is it something to do with Tammy? Because I messed up. An investigation into the disappearance of Tammy Giles was launched. An investigation that was compromised by Vermander's influence. Despite their innocence and the lack of evidence, both Ida and Morton were both charged and convicted in connection with the disappearance. Without Dr. Ida to run things, the hospital that had faithfully served the community for decades now stood abandoned. Unable to get the medical help that they so heavily relied upon, the town suffered. But none had suffered as much as Morton's daughter, who suddenly had to grow up without her father. She was done in a completely unfair town. She was alone in a completely unfamiliar town, all through no fault of her own. The only other person who knew the truth left was Hannah, but soon she too had suddenly disappeared. And upon searching her home, the only thing found was a strange lit candle. In the end, J.P. Vermander got to keep his extra 1%, and that's all that mattered. Oh man, they really had to load on the extra guilt by talking about Morgan's daughter. Dang it. Okay, well, I guess the next thing I'm gonna do is try and get a perfect run where nobody dies, and then after that, I am going to try and get everybody dead. Or like various people dead, and see if that ending is any different. So I'm gonna go do that, and you will see me in a time jump. Hi! Okay. Glad to know Tammy's doing well this run.
It's noon already. That's midnight, darling.
Oh, hee! Oh, Tammy, I'm glad we're saving you this time. Oh my god, what is Tammy?
Hello.
Ma'am, this is the waiting area. Strange things are happening tonight, and I need you to get back to your room, please.
My bad.
I'll go back now. You better, Tammy. How you doing?
Whoa, man. I think my head's finally starting to clear.
That stuff works wonders, I'm telling you. I had a tooth pulled, and I didn't even feel a thing. Thank God she's starting to feel normal again. Did you guys see that? That gave me chills. There was something running behind us. Wow, that's creepy. In the mirror, that was a good scare, if that actually was what it was. I saw him good this time. He is tall. He seems awful skinny to be making those big thumpy footsteps, though. Creepy, creepy demon. The time was 5 a.m. All the windows closed, TVs turned off, none of the lights flickering, phones had been answered correctly, and all of the candles had been extinguished. The sun began to rise upon our little town. So this time I saved everyone, and I did everything correctly. Like, he didn't gain power at all. And the demon could not stay in this world much longer. However, in direct violation of the Vermander Pact, no blood had been spilled that night. The most important part of the pact had not been fulfilled, which meant that the agreement was now null and void. After generations of being enslaved to the Vermander family, the demon was finally free. I didn't even know he was enslaved, so we saved a demon too, I guess. And though it did not have much time left, it knew exactly how it wished to spend its final moments. Are we gonna get a cute cutscene or something? Oh no! We're in the Vermander's house. Hi there, buddy. Anna, what in the world are you doing back here this early? Anna. It's not Hannah. Oh, it's you. Don't you have some work to be doing? What do you want? Ha 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 ha. Why are you looking at me like that? Don't you go forgetting that you work for me, mister? Not anymore. I command you to get out of here. Why won't you listen to me, you stupid... Ah! The angry howls of the demon echoed throughout the town that morning, and then the estate fell deathly quiet. As it turned out, Hannah hadn't left the Vermander estate that previous night. She had been far too tired to return home after feeding instructions through the phone all night. Instead, she fell asleep in one of the manor's empty rooms. She was awakened by awful noises emitting from upstairs. Hannah climbed the stairs and quickly made her way over to the office. Inside, there lay J.P. Vermander, beaten, unmoving, and absolutely mangled. But against all odds, he was still alive. Hannah had a choice to make. Oh, a large part of her wanted to simply leave him there to give up the same disrespect and disregard that he showed to others. She turned to leave, but deep down she knew that this wasn't the right thing to do. As bad as he was, she would not stoop to his level, so instead she called for help. Good on Hannah. That's not an easy thing to do when people have been as evil as this guy has. Oh, isn't it ironic? He's in the hospital now that he tried to destroy. In an ironic turn of events, J.P. Vermander's life was saved at the very hospital he had tried to rid himself of. Despite their rightful and justified anger at the man, Dr. Ida and Nurse Morton treated him no different than any other patient, and he was soon on the road to full recovery. During his stay at the hospital, he was given a room near the front. Day after day, he watched the patients as they came and went. He watched the hospital's only doctors and sole nurse did their best to help every person that arrived. And as he watched, he realized something. These confusing numbers on that little piece of paper actually meant something. Those numbers represented actual people, people with lives and emotions, people that just wanted to get the help that they deserved. It took a near-death experience at the hands of an angry demon, with an intensive stay in the hospital. But JP finally felt something that no Vermander had felt for a very long time, remorse. And he vowed he would do everything in his power to try and make amends. That was such a happy ending. Wow. Oh. However, due to the pact being broken, most of the wealth and power it granted was soon lost to crippling debt. With no other options, JP sold off his estate and assets to pay his dues. Okay. And the last remaining bit of his fortune was donated to the hospital. As a sign of goodwill, Dr. Ida let him stay in one of their vacant rooms until he could get back on his feet. God, the people in the story are so nice. He's currently working as a food delivery driver to make ends meet, as he wasn't quite qualified for anything else. Though he does miss his money and his old lifestyle, in the end, he's just thankful to still be alive. He really should be. Getting beaten by a demon is kind of intense. Morton settled into his new job as a nurse just fine. Despite the rough first night, he grew to love the strange new town and its people. In the end, he knew that the decision to move here was the best one for both him and his daughter. Ida is still the best and only doctor in town. She plans to use the donation money to renovate the hospital so that they can provide the best care possible for years and years ahead. And now that they had an actual budget, she decided to hire on an accountant. Hannah happily accepted the position, as her old job was no longer available. She's glad to finally have a boss that appreciates her hard work. And though it took a while, she did eventually forgive Vermander for all his misdeeds. The hospital had a bright future ahead of it, and everyone was on good terms. And that's all that mattered. That was such a happy ending. Like, everybody turned out okay. Including the demon. He got freed, too. Aw, that was the best ending. 3 stars! Yay! The developer added 3 stars this time. In the other 2 games, I'm pretty sure you could only get 1 star, so... that was the best ending. I'm assuming 3 stars is the best, because that was really nicely tied up with a bow. Okay, now I'm gonna see what happens if we all succumb to the demon's wishes. The demon was able to draw power for a third and final time, which enabled it to fully manifest. There would be no stopping it now. Is this going to be the worst ending? Oh no. With its power fully realized, the demon was no longer limited to the confines of the hospital it was summoned to. One can imagine the destruction a powerful, all-seeing demon could bring upon such a small, unsuspecting town. This compounded with the fact that only the hospital
that this compounded with the fact that the only hospital in the area was now out of commission. It led to one of the darkest nights in the town's entire history. Though in the end, J.P. Vermander got to keep his extra 1%, and that's all that mattered. So that's another ending. And here gets the nurse. No one could make sense of it, but Dr. Ida and Nurse Morton had suddenly disappeared without a trace. No signs of a struggle, no signs of forced entry, and absolutely no clues as to where they have gone. They both had simply vanished. Without Dr. Ida to run things, the hospital had faithfully served the community for decades. Without Dr. Ida to run things, the hospital that had faithfully served the community for decades stood abandoned. Now unable to get the medical help that so heavily relied upon, the town suffered. But none had suffered as much as Morton's now orphaned daughter. She was now alone in a completely unfamiliar town with no idea what could have possibly happened to her father. The truth, however, was only known by Hannah. She feared what might happen should Vermander ever figure out her involvement in trying to prevent his plan. What she wanted more than anything was to pack up, leave town, and go somewhere very far away, somewhere she could be safe. But her meager salary as a secretary didn't allow for this, so she continued on working for someone she both feared and despised, too afraid of what he may do should she try to quit. With Hannah's silence, no one could ever tie the disappearances back to anyone or anything, and J.P. Vermander got away without consequence. Untold amounts of misfortune had been brought up on the small town, but in the end, Vermander got to keep his extra 1%, and that's all that mattered. So that was another bad ending. I'm assuming that if one or the other dies from the end, that it's like similar dialogue. Sorry, Tammy. Under normal circumstances, she was known as an awkward and shy person. Okay, so it's the same dialogue before. The other two people have to have medicine at some point, though. So, what I'm going to try and do is get all of the patients caught. By this point, the pain meds given to Miss Jane Doe earlier in the day had worn off. She was wondering if there was anything that could be done to help. She went to attempt inquiring about it. And then it arrived. Here he comes, the demon man. Gonna eat the lady with the hurting hand. Aw, I'm sorry. Jane Doe had done all she could to hide her injury from others. Her reasoning was driven by the knowledge that even a simple hospital visit could result in her never seeing her family again. The guilt is so real with these backstories. Unfortunately for her, this fear was realized by entirely different means. Now I feel like a jerk. By this point, the pain meds given to Mr. Langboyd earlier in the day had started to wear off. So despite his wife's insistence to stay put, he went to inquire about it, and then it arrived. Are both of them gonna die, or is it just gonna be the Mr. Lang? The big bad wolf gets eaten by a demon. Oh, he's protecting his wife. On the day of his accident, Langboyd's mind was not on the potential consequences of his actions. Far from it, in fact. His mind was instead on how happy his wife and children would be after he cooked their favorite dinner. A dinner that could not afford to make, unless he used the money he'd saved by cleaning the gutter himself. The grandest intentions now had unintentionally doomed their entire family. The guilt is so real when you don't do the right things. Dr. Ida and Nurse Morton had both survived. They were finally safe. So this is where all of the patients died. However,
Okay, well, that was the Vermander curse. I'm pretty sure that I got all of the endings. There's probably little text variations depending on what combination of people you had killed and all that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure I got everything that was out there. I'm actually playing this the day that it came out, so if there's any updates or if you guys want to see an update, if there are any secrets I didn't get in this video, then let me know in the comments. But other than that, if you like this video, make sure to drop a like down there, leave me a comment telling me what you thought of it, and also if you like the rest of my content, consider subscribing because it means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.